y'all. Welcome back to Girl, Let Me Tell You. If this is your first time tuning in, we're so glad you're here. This week, we're going to be diving into motherhood, the good, the messy, and even the choice not to have kids. From mom guilt to breaking cycles, we're keeping it real and relatable. But let's do a quick check-in. How are you ladies doing today?
I'm doing great,
Hey.
but with that topic, I'm already drinking.
I know, right?
That's
Shit,
right.
girl.
That's right. I'm doing
Are
good.
we-
I'm doing good. I'm ready to dive in, and I'm also drinking too, but I'm drinking tea from my UCF mug.
Drinking tea. Is there anything in that tea, or is it just straight tea?
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. We've got a little bit of boop, boop, vodka in that tea. Look at this. You see this bottle here? This used to be full. I went and pulled the bottle, and I'm like, Mom, what you been doing? Why is this like this? Why is this almost empty?
Is your
Mom's been
mom
sneaking in
sneaking
here and drinking
shots?
vodka at night. Talking about it helps her to go to sleep.
Girl, I feel you on that. I feel your mom on that, girl. Lynnette, what are
Yeah.
you drinking?
I am drinking some Pinot Noir today,
Ooh,
and I'm trying a new wine because I'm not a Pinot girl. I'm a Cab girl.
I am drinking wine as well. I do have the bottle down here beside, but I just did a quick run to the liquor store, picked it up because I didn't want to open my good wine. I just wanted, a little something I
For
could like
special
throw back.
occasions,
We can
right?
Special
we can do
occasions.
virtual
All right.
cheers.
So let's
Ready?
cheers.
Cheers.
Our third
To our
episode.
third podcast.
Yes. You know what we needed? We need to make old fashions.
Yes,
Because I know that's your drink,
that would be
Lynette, and
nice.
I
Yeah.
love an old fashioned.
Mhm.
Me and Zeke recently just
That's
started
Lynette's
really getting.
drink. So yeah,
Mhm.
we
Yeah,
should do that.
need to do old
What's not
fashions.
Lynette's drink? That's
I'm the same way, girl. Give me anything and I'm gonna drink it.
Bloody Mary. That's where I draw the line. I'm not a Bloody Mary
Oh
girl.
yeah, I've never
Mm-mm.
actually had one, but it
I
doesn't.
can't
It's
do it.
not.
What's
It's not a
it's
drink
just
that
vodka
interests
and
me. It's like tomato
tomato juice?
juice.
Talking
Yes,
about
you wanna
talking about motherhood, I didn't start drinking till I was like in my 30s, like really
really?
drinking. Cause yeah,
So
I was
what
always
made you
pregnant.
started drinking?
I was always
Was it the
pregnant.
I was always
children or
pregnant. I was always pregnant. So finally by 30, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
I'm not
That's right,
pregnant
because
anymore. I
Lynette
can
has
drink.
4 kids. So yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes, that's right. Lynette has 4 kids. I have 1, and Jenny has 1 also.
Yep.
So Lynette, you've
Yep.
done it 4 times. I got pregnant like at 17, and at 18 I had my baby, and that was it. Well, and I think what's so funny is when I wasn't trying to get pregnant, that's when I got pregnant.
It
Unwed
always
mom,
happens.
That's
It
usually
always
teenage
happens.
mom, get pregnant. Then afterwards, I got married and we tried for like 8 years to get pregnant. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. So then after we got divorced, I got pregnant. I got
Good.
pregnant twice and had 2 miscarriages after that.
Oh wow.
So one of the regrets I do have is not having another one and not having them when I was younger.
So happy and blessed that I had my kids young because I have no patience
Yes.
now. I would be in jail.
Exactly.
Girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. It takes
No,
a
I am
lot of
so
patience
happy. So
to
happy I
deal
had
with
them young.
children.
Well, for me, I didn't, me and Zeke got married when I was 24. We tried to have kids after we got married. Just wasn't happening for us. We ended up having to do IVF, but it was a long road to get to that because I had to have multiple surgeries. I did 2 rounds of IUI, and then 2 rounds was all I was good for because fertility treatments are expensive. I mean, I'm sure
Yes,
you
they
guys
are.
know. Yeah, we did 2 rounds of IUI, 1 round of IVF, and then another round of IVF, and that was Noel.
It's like $10,000 to $15,000 every time they try that.
Yes.
Damage with that.
Luckily, the job that we had at the time covered fertility treatments.
Oh, that's good.
So a
That's
lot of
good.
it was paid by insurance. That company did have really good benefits. A friend of mine, she doesn't work there anymore. They give you 19 weeks of maternity leave.
Wow. So there's some good
19
companies out there. So
19
Yeah,
weeks?
19
so that
Dude,
kind of like
weeks.
I would
encourages you
even
to have
try.
babies then.
I
So
would
Girl,
even
good.
have
I would be
more.
popping them out just so I can have the
Okay.
maternity leave.
Okay.
19
Well,
when I was
that's
there, it was
encouraging to
13.
women to have,
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
babies. So that's good that
Exactly.
they're talking about the birth rate is actually going down for all these,
Yeah.
You know what it
countries.
is?
So
It's
that is
because yeah,
encouraging.
no, it's because women are I feel that women are now more, I wanna go out to the workforce, I wanna have my
Mhm.
career, I wanna be successful. And yes, children do, I'm not saying they get in the way, but, a lot of females say, "I need to do this in my life. I'm not ready to have a family."
Mhm.
I feel that women that get very into their profession and become very successful, which females didn't have that back in the 50s and the 60s, right? And now
Mhm.
you see females that are CEOs, VPs of companies. They're busy. That box is like their children that they wanted. They keep putting it off, they keep putting it off, and you blink an eye and you're 50. You don't want to have kids at 50,
Exactly. And I
right?
Yeah.
also think
So,
that a lot of young women, because I asked my daughter, she's 30, how old is she now?
36. 36 or
She's
7.
36? She's gonna be 37. I'm like, baby, when are you gonna get married, have some kids? What's going on? I need some grandbabies. And she's like, Mom, I'm not going to have kids and have to do all that work by myself. So I'm
Yes.
like, oh, so you
Well
saw mom do it by yourself. So you're
mhm.
like, heck no. She's like, yeah, I'm not doing all that work by myself. And a lot of women are like that. They want a
That's true.
partner. They want someone that's going to come and not just go to work and come home
Mm.
and expect, dinner to be on the table and you taking care of the kids and running around, do all the stuff. They want someone that's going to help them, an actual partner, and not just someone that's a sperm donor. So a lot of women are opting not to have kids if
mhm.
they don't have that partner that they want.
A partner not to just bring a paycheck, but a partner to actually work and
Yeah.
help
Exactly. In
you
the house,
in the
help
house.
with the cooking, the
Yes,
Yeah.
cleaning, the child
yes,
rearing, bathing,
yes.
Waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning
through
for the feedings.
exactly.
Girl, that's what gets me right there. When I think about having to do that,
Over
that's when
again
I'm
by
like,
yourself?
"No,
Oh no. You're like,
no."
nah, I'm good.
Because,
And then you have to go back to work?
girl,
No.
because whenever I was on maternity leave, I felt almost, like, obligated to be the one that was getting up
Right.
because Zeke, he was still going to work, having to
Right.
get up in the morning, so I kinda felt bad because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't have to work in the morning, so let me be the one that gets up for the nightly feedings and do all the things," but really, I'm just as exhausted and, like,
Right. You're just
I'm gonna
exhausted as
be
well.
doing
And
all
that is
this
a
stuff.
job. That is
Yeah.
actually a job. And you're taking away from your career, your money that you're making to go ahead and raise your baby. So that's why the ladies, the women, they're not signing up for that. They're like, hell no, I'm not doing
It's
all
a
that.
lot. It's a lot
I
of
don't
work.
want to work and have to take care of the baby.
Do you
Uh,
feel like society tells women they have to want kids or have kids?
Society tells women they want to have kids. The government tells women they need to have kids. Men
Mhm.
tell women they need to have kids. Women tell women they need to kids. Family tells
Yeah.
the women they need
That
to have. Everybody puts all the pressure on women to have kids. But where's the village when you need support? Where are they
girl,
at?
that
Everybody's just telling women to have kids, have kids, have kids, but there's no support. There's no support in the government. You sometimes you don't have those employers that have all those maternity leaves and stuff like that. So
Mhm,
a
mhm,
lot of women are opting out of not
mhm,
having kids. Some of them are even opting out not even to have to get married.
See, for me, I think it's more of like a who you are kind of person. Because I always wanted to have kids. I wanted to have
mhm.
I
10.
did too.
I
I
Yeah,
wanted
did too.
same.
10. I wanted
Now
10
I wanted
kids,
to
and
have I
I
wanted
ended
to
up
have
with
that's
4.
one
Kids.
of the regrets I did have not having
Mhm.
more, but it just didn't happen that way. But so thank
I always
goodness I
said I
did
wanted
have
to
the
have
first one
3.
because that ended up being the only one that I had.
I wanted more, and I was young, but I knew that I could have more kids. I worked. I enjoyed doing everything I did for them and for the household. So I think partly I'm gonna say it has to do with the female, right? What do you wanna do? Do you wanna
Mhm,
be successful? Do you wanna have kids and be successful? Look, I got one daughter that right now is, in med school,
mhm.
and I ask her, "You wanna have kids? Are you gonna have kids?" And she goes, "I'm picking." where I want to be in the doctor world,
Yes,
depending on
choose
what kind of family I want to have. Like she wants
yeah,
to have kids. So she's looking at the type of doctor that allows her to be
to
able to
do
have
that.
kids and have a family and still have a career and be a
Yeah,
Right.
doctor.
That's
yeah,
So
smart.
so I
that
think
is
it's all
very
about
smart.
yeah, so I think it's all about who you are as a female, right? Do do you wanna have kids young? Do you wanna have kids later? You know, how do you wanna move? How do you wanna move in life? How do you wanna be a mom or not be a mom? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what kind of mom we had,
Mhm.
it's how we are a mom. Because some I have
Yeah.
friends that I'm like, "You should have never had a kid." Like,
Girl,
no,
there's a lot of people out
okay?
there that
You
should
should have
There's
never had a
actually a lot
kid.
of people that are like that.
Yes,
Matter of fact,
there
yes,
there's this
is.
yeah, and
TikToker. There's this TikToker. Her name is Kelly Daring, and she has her page is dedicated to people like women, stories from child-free women, or regrets from parents who have kids. And
Wow,
you should
okay.
see the comments and the stories that you read. You know how sometimes a husband will convince the wife to have a kid, even though she said she never wanted to have a kid, and she end up being the person that takes up the brunt of raising the kid. And sometimes then he leaves, and she's the one with the kid.
I used to work with, a great attorney, she's still practicing, and for her pro bono, she used to do I think it's guardian light? I could be mistaken, I don't know if that's
Guardian
a
ad
right
litem.
yes, that, okay? And she would come back to work because I worked for an attorney's office at one time, and she would be, like, very down. And I go, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened?" And she goes, "Look at this." And she would show me a video, the cutest little kids, okay, in court,
Oh.
and she represents the kids, okay? The parents are on their own, she represents the kids. These are parents that have both given up their parental rights to the state. They don't want their kids. They don't want
Uh-huh.
them.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
so after the case was dismissed, she turned around and she was filming, right, the little kids, because the kids actually went to an aunt in another state or something like that, and she turned around and the parents were celebrating. They were celebrating like me and you just won the lotto, that kind of celebrating, because the kids were no longer their responsibility,
How many? It
and
was
now
more than one
But,
child?
like,
2, 2, it
Two
was 2
kids.
kids, and she
how
says this happened all the time, all the
but
time.
Get
how do
into
you give
something.
space for that? Because, celebrating in court, I feel like that's a little much. But I don't feel like people like that should be looked at in a bad way because, you thought you wanted kids and then you
Right.
don't.
And then you
Because you
didn't,
have
and then now
so
you
many
have them.
people who end up killing their kids
Yeah.
because
Yes,
they didn't
yes,
wanna
no,
have
Abusive.
that's
kids.
true. If you find out you have 1 kid and you're not meant to have kids, why the hell did you go and try it again and have another, right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
so if you learned the first time you weren't coped to be a
Or maybe
parent,
maybe they
why'd you have
didn't learn
2?
the first time. Maybe the first kid was smooth sailing, and then the second one was a handful, and then you put on top of that a child that has special needs. You're like, oh heck no, it's a lot. Some people just cannot deal with that,
Mhm.
and I'd
I
rather
don't know.
they celebrate that they gave the kid away than they abuse the kid,
I agree.
beat them,
Yes,
and then
yes,
kill them. I'd rather they
yes.
give them away to somebody else who wants.
As a mother, I could never. I can
Yeah.
never
No.
give up my kids or,
No.
celebrate or go party because you don't wanna have your kids. So for me, it's very hard to comprehend that mentality.
Right.
Very
That's
hard for me to
because you
comprehend.
knew you wanted to be a
You always
mom
wanted one,
and
Yes.
right?
you found joy in being a mom. Some people
Girl,
Yeah.
don't
let
really
me tell
know,
you.
and I feel like that goes back to the society thing because I feel like as women, it's almost like our job to have kids, and, like, we feel
Right,
this pressure from people, like, we should be having kids,
right,
especially when you're in
exactly.
relationships, you're married, you feel this pressure, like Chloe was saying, from friends, family members, like, I can't even tell you how many times when I was struggling to get pregnant, I wasn't out here, like, advertising, like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get pregnant, but, I'm
No, no, you
struggling."
don't want no negative vibes out there. Yeah.
Yes, but how many times people would be like, especially after me and Zeke got married, "When are y'all gonna start having kids? When are y'all gonna do" like, it
Yeah,
was all the
same,
time,
same.
See,
and
this
it
is
was
where I
Girl, I'm
have
like
no
trying.
input. This is where I have no input because
it
I'd be
was
like, I'd be rubbing on my ex and bam, I'm pregnant. Like I was
Yeah,
so fertile, myrtle.
and
I think my biggest fear was telling my parents, even though I was
Really?
married. Yeah, even when I was
girl, but
married.
Today I saw where Cardi B is pregnant, okay?
yes,
She did an
and she
interview
talked
with
about
Gayle
it.
King,
She's got this is gonna be her fourth baby, and
and
I was
she
like,
was
oh my
saying
God,
she
you
was like,
go, girl.
she's like, "I'm gonna have to tell my parents that I'm pregnant before this airs." Gayle King was like, "You haven't told your parents yet?" And she was like, "Girl, I'm scared of my parents."
Yes, yes,
She was like, "I'm
yes,
Yeah, so
scared."
I
yes.
guess it's the same thing.
And you
Now
know
she's
what?
Dominican
She's
also, so that's
Dominican.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's the baby daddy? Because I'm not into it.
Stefan,
I
what's
mean,
his
Stephon
I'm
name?
into
Diggs.
it, but
Stefan Diggs, yes. The guy that
okay.
she's
Stephon Diggs,
been with,
football
but I thought
player,
they
Wait,
very
broke up.
handsome.
isn't he Minnesota Vikings?
I'm
I
Girl,
not
think
don't
sure what
ask me
so.
nothing about
plays.
I
football.
think so.
Yeah,
I
Don't
think
he's
so.
know.
just
My next question, speaking just, we're all talking about motherhood. So how did becoming a mom change your identity or make you question who you are outside of being a mom?
well.
Because I feel like this is
Gosh,
a
that's double sworded, Jenny. Double
I
Yeah.
just
sworded.
hate.
You're
Uh,
killing me. You're killing me
Well, for
tonight.
me, being so young, it made me have to become an adult very quick.
Quick, quick.
Mm,
And it also stopped me from doing things that I probably would have done, but I had to think, you know what? I got this baby. Who's
yeah.
going to take care of this baby if I go to jail?
Yeah. We're
Definitely
gonna
not my
cheers to
mama.
that.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers.
that. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I had to think that, like,
Chloe said, "Who's gonna take care of this baby?"
maybe I shouldn't do that. That's a different kind of line of work. Because I thought about, listen to this, I thought about being a stripper. And I was like, you know what?
No, she
Maybe I
didn't.
shouldn't go to
No, she
Atlanta and do
didn't.
that stripping. I got this little girl over here.
You
That
for
might be a
real?
Girl,
Girl.
she wanted that.
Chloe was gonna
She
be out
was
there like,
like,
"Hey,
I was like,
I got
how
bills
am
to
I going to
pay,
explain
honey."
that to her when she gets older? I feel like I was a stripper. You can't do it either.
You could just add it to your acting career.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is kind of funny because the first acting gig that I got was being a stripper on America's Most Wanted, where they do the reenactment of
Yes, I remember you
the
telling me
thing.
about
So,
that.
and I was like, I called my mom. I said, I got the part. She was like, what did you do? What are you doing? And now I thought about it. I was like, I'm a stripper.
your dream
My
came
mom was
true,
like, you
Chloe.
gotta
You
start
did it.
somewhere.
Well, at least you can say you were like,
A stripper.
I was
I'm
kind
being
of a
Right.
I was, I got the part. I'm a stripper. She's like, what you gonna do? She's like, well, I guess you got to start somewhere. So I had to think about the consequences and be like, no, I can't do that. Let me do this. Let me
stripper.
do that. So yeah, it made me grow up very quick and become
Yeah.
very responsible. So that was a good thing for me, I guess.
Yeah. I feel that, girl. Which,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have Noel until I was 27. So I feel like for me, it didn't really change like my identity of like feeling like I was like losing myself or I lost out on stuff because I feel like I lived,
Yeah, you
you
did.
do most of your crazy stuff in your 20s, right? Like you do your
Exactly.
partying, your
Wow.
drinking, your
Wow. Well, ladies.
except for Lynnette because
Well,
she was
except for
pregnant
you,
all
except
through her
because you're
20s.
married. But now
Now
I
you
was
got
still
to
out
do it
having
in your
fun now.
But
But
even
50s.
when I got married, I was still like, even after, I mean, Zeke was still picking me up from the clubs with my friends. Like, I was still living my
after you
life.
had Noelle, were you still going out to
Oh,
parties
no,
and
no, no,
stuff
no,
like
no,
that?
no,
No,
No.
so
no,
yeah, so it
no.
still kind
So
of
that's
changed.
why I
You're like,
feel
oh, I
like
got to be home. I'm a married woman now. You
absolutely,
know.
I feel like I lived, like, I can't say that I was like one of those people where I feel like I missed out because I became a mom so early. I lived my life in my 20s, I was going to the
Okay.
bars
Yeah.
to the
Me too.
clubs,
Yeah. Me
going
too.
on trips with my friends, like doing the things. And then when I just wanted to become a mom, which, that probably would have been different if I was able to have kids so easily, but things happen when they're supposed to happen.
Yep.
So I
Exactly.
feel like I had Noelle at the right time in my life because I was ready and I had lived, I had done all the partying. So
Right.
I was done with that era of my
Era.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I was ready. So I don't feel like becoming a mom like it did change me, obviously, but it didn't, like, take anything away from me.
Right. Well,
So
you had your baby at the right time because you had done all
mhm,
that partying.
mhm.
I had her when I was still partying and doing all that and trying to
Yeah,
manage, me becoming a woman and still partying and still trying to be like, oh, I can't do all that. Let me not do that. I got to go to work. I got to take her here.
yeah,
I got to do that. So
yeah.
I did all that while raising
Okay.
that baby.
I feel like Chloe done lived, like, 5 different lives, honey.
Yes, I have that. Yes.
I have got the stories for
Okay,
you.
I
Okay.
have to say, the whole stripper thing caught me off guard. I
It
didn't
did
even
me
know that.
too.
So can you repeat the question because I already forgot. I already forgot.
For
So
our viewers who
we
don't
need
know,
that.
Chloe
Yes.
is an actress, okay? She was a backup singer for Monica.
Mhm.
She's an
Yeah.
actress. She was in what was that show? Xenon? What was it?
I think it was Xena, the warrior princess.
Yes,
Yes.
They shot that
she
in
Yes.
was a
Orlando,
double. What was
Florida.
you like a stand-in or a double
Just background, just did
background? I
background.
tried so
If I
hard
can
to
do
find you
America's
as a
Most
backup
Wanted.
singer.
She has that
You could probably
picture.
find. She has the
Yeah, I have the
picture, but
picture.
like I wanted
Oh,
to
you're
see
talking
the
about the
actual
actual
video.
episode?
Yes,
You
of
know
when
what?
you was
That
the
might be.
backup
It
singer.
was the Wayne Brady show.
Yes,
If
and I
we can do
tried so
Wayne Brady
hard.
and put Monica on it, you might be able to see that.
I tried. Me
Yes.
and Zeke both tried to find the damn
We're
video.
gonna find it. Listen, and
Couldn't
maybe
find
Wayne
it.
Brady
maybe one of these
show. I
If
mean,
one
that
people
of
was
that
our
here in
viewers,
Orlando.
yes, exactly. One of somebody that's listens to our shows, has maybe seen it or has a clip, maybe, maybe. Wait,
yes,
is Monica
Wayne
still?
Brady show. What year was this? Do you remember?
2003.
I see the smoke. I see the smoke.
2003 Wayne Brady show. Monica. What song was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, well,
We're asking too much,
somebody
Jenny.
can
Come
find it
on.
for us.
All
But
right,
It
so
might have
back.
been
So back,
Lynette,
2003.
because my
go
brain was
back to the
like,
question.
yes,
I
because
said, how did becoming a mom change your identity or make you question who you are outside of being a mom?
I had several answers depending on what age I'm answering that. Right. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
girl, you
yes. Right. So I was pregnant and having my first child at 20 and getting
Okay.
married at 20. So I didn't get to do, you know, I still
the
kept going to
Yeah.
college, right? But I was already pregnant going to college, married, moving out of my
mhm,
home, going to another state because my ex-husband was a Marine. So we ended up going to California. So, and I did college over there. So
mhm.
I didn't get to party and even go to like the dorm. Like I didn't have that dorm experience. And
Right. Right.
not that I regret it. I love having kids young because, like I said before, there's no way I could have kids older because I had no patience. But
Yeah.
when I was young, I did. And I wanted my kids now. I've told them all, and all of them did. All of my kids have gone to college and they've all experienced dorm life. I don't know
Right.
why that has stuck with me in my head. I don't know if it's something that I might have to go see a shrink about. Who knows?
Yes,
But for
yeah,
some
I agree with you,
reason,
Lynette, on that one. I
yeah,
did
yeah,
kind
for
of like
some
miss out on that
reason,
dorm life thing. Yep.
I
Same.
didn't,
And I
I
didn't have kids at
wasn't,
the time, but same.
yes, yeah, I wasn't in a sorority and I would have been the shit
Girl, you would
in
have
a
been the it
Oh
sorority.
my
girl.
God, you
Okay.
would have been all
So,
over the damn
yes,
college
so
girl.
I
She would have
had,
been what the homecoming queen.
so one of my daughters, which is funny because the one that I thought would not want to be in a sorority actually was, and the one who I thought would be in
Cassandra?
one, yes,
Cassandra. I was
Cassandra
gonna say
was.
Cassandra.
Oh
Cassandra
wow.
was in Kappa Kappa Gamma for Auburn
Shut up.
University. Yes, she was. She loved it, and she did so much for that. For her sorority,
Go
I went to all
Cassandra.
her events. We would surprise her. Me and Frankie would drive to Auburn and surprise her. So she
All
was in the
right.
sorority. She experienced that. Um, all my kids have experienced dorm life, and that's what I wanted. Like my youngest, Frankie, he's at UCF, 15 minutes away. And he's like, "I'm gonna live at home." I go, "Not the first
UCF
year, you're not."
the mug.
UCF, go Knights, right? I said, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to UCF. I'm gonna live." No, you're not. The first year, you're gonna go live on campus. Why?
Get that
And
That's
I
feel.
go,
You know,
good.
"Because
at least
I
he would get
want
that feel.
you
He can
to
never say
The
that he
experience
never got
experience.
that
dorm
chance
life."
to go
Yeah,
the dorm
just
Yeah.
life.
just
Yeah.
go. Just go do it. You know
That's
what's
good.
funny?
Yeah, I kind of missed that too. I'm glad
Yeah.
that my daughter was able to experience that, to go to dorm life and live
Yeah,
that
even if
out.
they come
So,
back home because they don't like the dorm, which that happened with Frankie. He's back home, by the
uh-huh.
way. Um, at least he experienced it.
Yeah.
So
Right, right.
maybe in my brain, I'm saying I didn't miss that. No problem. I love being a mom, which I do. But I think in hindsight, that is something probably that I would have wanted to do is
Yep.
to actually go to college in a
Mhm.
dorm and do all the
Mhm.
tailgating,
Yep, same.
the sorority,
Same.
the activities, all that. So that's why I always tell my kids, go to school, go to college, join something.
I always wanted to be a mom. And I always said I wanted
Mhm.
to have 3. 3. After having Noelle, going through everything I went through with her, I struggle with, do I want more kids? Zeke wants
Right.
more kids. We
Lynette
have
wants you to have more kids.
y'all want me to have more
I
Yeah,
kids,
think
I
you
need to
should
be
but
have,
Auntie
but I know
Lynette.
how hard it
Hello,
is, especially
Auntie
on the
Lynette.
woman. So that I'm like, yeah,
and the thing
it'll be
is,
cute, but
it's hard.
damn, you're gonna have a lot of work, girl.
Stop it,
It's
Chloe. Can we
hard, and
can
I
we block her? Can we block her right now?
it's hard for
I'm
me
like the little devil
because
on her shoulder,
it
Mhm.
yeah,
and the angel on the
I
other
got I
shoulder.
got I
Like,
got Lynette, and then I have Chloe, and like y'all are
Yes,
both like
yes. I'm like, yes,
but
more
Chloe is in
kids,
between.
more
Like,
you're
oh
like,
my
"Yes,
kids.
more
God, girl,
kids,
you're
more
gonna have to
kids."
do all
Chloe's
that
like,
work.
"Girl, you already knew how hard it was the first time."
Remember when I first
Rashai's
met
like,
you?
yeah,
When I first met you, Jenny, I was like, "Are you gonna have more? Because you need to
But
have one more,
yes,
right?"
and
hmm
Here's my thing. You gotta have even numbers. You can't just have one. That's odd,
well,
right?
see,
What
here's
happens?
here's
You
my
need two,
battle.
four,
Here's my
six,
battle.
right?
So, as I explained earlier, we did IVF, and when you do IVF, you get like multiple embryos. I had
right.
3. I did one
Okay.
IVF, it failed. I did another one. That was Noelle. So we have one more embryo. But the struggle for me is I went through so much
Yeah.
having Noelle.
Right.
I don't want to go through that again because I almost
Right.
lost my life and Noelle almost lost hers trying to have her. And so I feel guilty because Noelle wants a sibling,
Uh-huh.
but and I want to give her a sibling because I think about like how she's gonna grow up and like things are gonna happen. Me and Zeke are gonna die.
And she
I
won't
don't
have
want her to go
anybody.
through those
This is
things
so
by
depressing.
herself. I
I
know
know.
it's getting so
And she
morbid,
won't have
but
Now I need
anybody.
a
Yeah.
drink.
You know what? That is
these
actually kind of true
these
because
are the thoughts that go
This
through
is
my
true.
head, and
those are very
No.
good thoughts
I'm
because
35 years old right now. I'm only getting
you're still
older,
young.
All
which
right, you know what?
granted,
Right there. Have another one. Right there. That tells you. Have it now.
girl, but I don't even know if mentally I want to have at this point, if you ask me today, Jenny, do you want more kids? The answer is no. I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Noelle is 7 years old. I don't want to start over. Like, Noelle is so
Mm.
independent. She does things
So
by
what about
herself.
adopting? But then
The thought, girl, I don't even want to do that. It's not
I
even,
know, I
it's
know.
a combination of a lot of things for me. It's, if I get pregnant, I go through the same thing that I went through with Noelle because I have seen doctors and they told me which, they don't really know, but they can only give me like scientific, you know, advice. And the chances of me having another premature baby is high from what they told me.
You being African American too, your risk is actually higher.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta consider
Yes.
that as well,
I
you
consider
know.
all of that stuff. And then I feel bad because I'm like, I just want Noelle to have somebody to go through life with. Even though I'm like, hopefully when that time comes, she's married with her own kids. So she would have that kind of support. But I still like, there's nothing like siblings and like, which I can't even relate to that because I'm not even close to any of my siblings. So
Same.
I don't know, but
Same.
I just want her to
Me too.
have somebody.
You got to do it, Jenny. Just
Mm.
try it.
And here's another thing too. It costs $500 a year to store our
Oh,
embryo.
Oh
Wow.
So it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. I mean, when
Uh,
you do those type of things, I'm giving myself until next year to really decide. I don't have support. People be like, "Oh, when you
You
gonna
got
have another
me.
baby?" But who's
You
gonna come
got
up
me.
here and help
Girl,
me
you are
raise these
all the way in
kids?
Florida. You ain't coming over here.
I
Don't
know.
listen to her. You guys got enough money saved in the bank. You go on Zeke's insurance and have the baby, and then that's it. That's the only way I can see it happening.
I will update you guys next year and let you know if I
Okay, all
decide.
right.
Because I told y'all, if y'all ask me today, it's a no. It's not happening.
I was happy I had kids young. I want them to experience what I didn't experience, right? But I want them to also enjoy being a mother or a father.
I'm happy that I have my daughter early.
Mhm.
I wish I had more.
Me too.
You
Me
know,
too. That's both. Me and
I
you
wish I
too
had
too.
more earlier when
Same.
it didn't
Same,
happen when it didn't
Yeah.
but
happen.
not right now.
But yeah, but I'm happy that I had her.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work,
Yes.
but yeah, the only thing I would change is I would have had more kids, girl.
Here's a question I have for all of
Okay.
us. If you could go back, what advice would you give your younger self before having kids?
Wow. You're getting
I
deep.
would have
You're
I would have
deep.
said, you know what? If I could have, I would have
And I
said,
love deep.
I love that sounds
I
so
would have said,
sexual.
get your career
You
on
see that?
first and get your money right. Wait, what? Did I miss something? What did I miss? Because I'm trying to answer the
Hey,
question. Y'all
Jenny.
laughing.
I asked the question, right? And she said, "Ooh, that's deep." And you know I like it deep. And I just said, "Why did that sound so sexual?"
And that went way above my head. I
And
don't even know
Chloe was like,
where I
"Let me
was.
be for real."
I'm trying to answer the question
Listen, Chloe
like
is
I'm a
still
reporter trying to answer
no.
their question.
Chloe's trying to be so serious. Chloe's like, "Look, bitches."
All right, back
Chloe,
to deep.
we're
Back
serious.
to deep.
Girl, I can't remember the question no more. What's the
Oh,
question?
me neither. Me neither.
Choose a career that you're going to like and that's going to make you some money.
Yeah.
It's to be
Ooh,
financially stable so that you can afford those kids. That is one
Mhm.
of the things I would say. Get a great partner. Get a
Yeah.
great partner.
I think that's like the number like besides the
I
career
yeah.
thing
Yes, I think I'm
is
gonna
finding
piggyback
a
on that.
yeah, same.
Yeah,
Piggybacking off of what Chloe said,
yeah,
finding a partner that is going to be in it with you
With you.
100%
yeah.
because
100%.
that is hard and I feel like women don't get enough credit because
No.
when we have
The
kids with people,
labor, the
you
emotional
see a lot of
labor,
the
the free
times
labor.
women go through all of it. We are carrying the baby,
Uh-huh.
we're going through the emotions, all the morning sickness, the gaining weight,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like we're losing ourselves, we're not attractive, our bodies are changing, the hormones.
Yes.
The
And
Yeah.
then when
hormones,
you
yep.
have somebody who's says, "Okay, yeah, this is not for me," and they leave, and then you're stuck to take the load.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Uh,
That would be my advice, which I couldn't I have, Zeke's, an amazing
The
dad,
best
an
partner,
amazing
girl.
husband. So, like, I don't have that problem, but I would say, if I was like, that would be
yes.
one of the things.
So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
piggyback and say 100% on what Chloe just said. And if I could go back, I would say absolutely. Interview your partner like you were interviewing somebody who is going to take care of your business that made $100 million a year, because that's very
Yeah.
important. Your
Yeah.
partner, your husband, your best friend, whoever it's going to be the father of your child, needs to be with you no matter what, no matter weight gain, weight loss, a bad day, a good day. Hey, I can't cook dinner. Come home from a hard day at
Mhm.
work and dinner's made for you. It's the little things, right? Because as a
Mhm.
mother of 4 kids, right? If you're in a bad mood, everybody's in a bad mood. What's that saying? Wife happy. What's that saying that they say?
Happy wife, happy life.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. Okay. Boom. Right. Because if she ain't happy, nobody's happy. But let me tell you,
Mhm.
if I'm happy, everybody and even the neighbors are going to be happy. Forget about just me in the household.
Not the neighbors.
Everybody's gonna have a smile on their face, right? Because it carries out your charisma, your attitude, the way you walk out to go to work. It carries on to people you see. If you're having a good day at home, you're gonna get in your car, you're gonna wave to your neighbors, you're gonna say, "How are you doing?" You're gonna actually care. But if you're having a bad day at home, right, and you're gonna carry it out, it's gonna go with you wherever you go. So,
Yeah.
believe it or not, that partner makes a big difference in your motherhood.
100%. Because if
Besides,
you don't
can
have the
we do
good partner, don't even have the
199?
baby.
199,
Shoot.
right? And I had 4,
Yeah.
right? 4.
Having
So,
a bad
make
partner is just
sure.
like having no partner.
All right. So moving on, let's get into a submission to our listeners corner. The submission reads, "My husband and I want kids, but honestly, we don't feel financially ready. Did you ever feel like there's never a perfect time to have children?"
I'm gonna answer this. For
Lynnette
all
wants this one.
4 of my kids, none of them were planned. None of them. It was, "You know what? I'm pregnant. I'm gonna do it." Right? I'm gonna financially figure out a way. If you're determined to be that person, you're gonna find a way.
I don't feel like anybody's ever financially ready for
Yeah.
You're
kids
not.
If
You're
I was
not.
waiting on to be financially ready, Dominique wouldn't have been born.
also have to think about what enough is going to look like for you and your family with having kids. The thing is, you can provide a really great life for your kids not having money, because memories is what your
Yeah,
kids are going to remember. They're
exactly.
going to remember, like, oh, we used to go have picnics in the park, or
Exactly.
my mom used to take us to go swimming on Sundays, or like those type of things. Because there's certain things, I mean, like growing up for me, we did not have money. But there's certain things that I remember about my childhood that I'm like, those were good memories for me. So I don't think it's like, obviously, yes, buying diapers, childcare, all that stuff costs.
Childcare. Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's ever, unless you are a millionaire and you just have money. This person wrote in, they said, "I don't want kids, but I feel like people judge me for it, especially my family who says I'll change my mind. How do I deal with the pressure without sounding defensive?"
If you do not want kids,
Yes.
don't have them, because these kids are not for the weak. Do you
Yes,
understand me?
exactly. Chloe and
You don't
her
know what you're going to get when they come out. You know, it's like my daughter,
Boundaries, girl. Set them
Dominique, I love that
boundaries.
baby, but
Yes.
she was like 5 kids in one. You never knew which one was coming out
It's
every
true.
day. So you're like,
true.
oh my God.
It's true.
I'm happy with the choices I'm making. Okay? Mind your business.
Yeah. Those people that are pressuring you, they're not even going to be there to support you financially, babysit, nothing.
Well, that
So
completes our episode today. So whether you're a mom, an auntie, or living your best child-free life, the truth is there is no right way to do womanhood. Cheers. Thanks for watching and have a good day.